Good evening, it's Rebecca from Silver Grey Foliage here in Headingley, Leeds. I have popped up to the field this evening. It is Tuesday to clear my head, to have a little bit of space and just to wander around. I did have a slight ulterior motive for coming here rather than just for going for a random walk, in that I need to put the covers back on the Dahlia. So I thought I'd show you what I do when I come for a wander. So what I'm mainly doing is having a little look and check of my plants. So we've got peony coming along. So when I'm looking at the peonies, I am thinking about whether any of these need disbudding. So that means if they've got more than one flower head on a stem, and I've taken quite a few of the extras off already. This is a good example. Then I take one of those off. And that means that my flower puts all of its energy into this bloom here rather than trying to create two big blooms, which it can't do, and it would create two kind of mediocre blooms. So I look at all of them. Look, there's another one here. They just do creep up on you, so I'm just going to take off this extra just there and have a look at the rest. Lupins are on their way, which is very exciting. And I do literally just have a look into all of my plants, see what's going on, see who's coming soon. We've had lots of water up here in Leeds, so lupins are doing, water, I don't mean water, I mean rain. We've had lots of rain, so the lupins are doing well. No signs of lupin aphid, which is good. You shouldn't ever be worried if you see ants on your peonies. I used to be. They seem to like the sticky stuff on the outside, and then they disappear when they start to bloom, so never fear, the ants are here and they'll go too. So any of you have seen the Dahlia planting out video on YouTube, I'll put a link to it in the notes, will know that I planted out these rooted cuttings directly last week. Look at them, they're super happy, look, super happy. So the experiment here is putting them into new beds. I'm going to turn the screen around. So the experiment here was putting our Dahlia into new beds. They're small, so they're at significant risk of being munched away by slugs. We're in Yorkshire, so it's still not that warm, and our last frost date was a couple of days away when I planted those out. So lots of reasons not to plant out tiny Dahlia cuttings. So what did I do to mitigate that? So the greeny grey mixture in here is not sour milk. It is a garlic soil wash. So I have to thank Holly Short for suggesting this on the Business of Flowers. It is made from garlic and water, and the theory is that it puts off the slugs and kills slug eggs. So we've given it a go, and thus far, a week later, there is not a single bit of evidence of slug munching. So I gave those a second garlic wash today because I really don't want the slugs to eat my dahlias. I really could do with them just being fine because I don't have any more and I don't have any money for more either. So in this milk bottle, again, it's not milk or sour milk, this bottle has egg feed in it. There is again a link I'll put it in the show notes, to how we made this. And we put some of this on at the same time. So I mixed my sluggy garlic water, or my de-sluggy garlic water, with some egg and vinegar water. If you have watched it, if you haven't already, please do. That video talks about the importance of calcium in developing new roots and new cell tissues. There's also some evidence that I haven't researched myself yet about using the calcium to increase the sugar content of your plants, and apparently slugs don't like that. Now, I haven't done the research, so I do need to check that one out, but something has worked so far. The third bit of mitigation, and actually we are now out of this and I'm not going to buy any more, this is builder's mesh that you can see. And that builder's mesh has been in a sort of tent-like fashion over the dahlia, helping to keep off other pests. There is actually no evidence of rabbits at the moment, thankfully, but deer seem to be a potential problem still. Okay, so I've done what I came to do. I've covered up the dahlia, but I'm just going to go and see what else there is to see up here this evening at the field. Come with me. So this is a rather happy bed. It's kind of a mid to late summer bed. It's got verbascum that we've just gone past and some veronicastrum icicle, I think that one is. A few bits and bats. I think they are mainly eaten by the rabbits. And then some weeds. Veronica that we've transplanted from home, super pleased with these. So this was a big clump, or I think there were 3 big clumps, and I just kind of cut them up with a saw. Essentially, surrounded by weeds. We can sort the weeds out, that's not a problem. The key thing is that these are super happy. We're going to get lots of lovely stems. And then again from home, these were divided with a spade, not a saw. This is phlox. So we started actually just with 6 plants, and you can see that 3 years later those 6 plants have divided into quite a lot, and so we have lots of lovely phlox. Usually mid-July that comes out. And this bed is our Camilla mollis. I can't tell you how many times we've split the Alchemilla mollis at home, but we finally brought most of it, again quite weedy, but that's not a worry, up to the field at the beginning of the year. It makes a lovely full bed of Alchemilla, and it will self-seed everywhere too, which is lovely. I'd like to finish a trip to the field by looking at the roses. The roses up at the field are a bit behind the ones at home at HQ. And that's just quite simply because it's windier up here, it's quite exposed, and we don't baby them, and they haven't had their second mulch yet, but let me show them to you. This is a typical rose up here at the field. They're quite far behind, in that there's like 2 or 3 inches of stem coming off them at the moment, which is fine, because we have roses at HQ, which is very exciting, and these will catch up now that it's a bit less windy. So this is our road of roses. Oh, that's a new phrase. The road of roses. It goes all the way down here. A bit grassy rather than weedy. And again, that's okay. So these are all rose beds. They're in pinks and whites and yellows, and they will catch up, which is all good. I'm onto the berries, raspberries and blackberries. Just starting to do their thing. So these are new this year. Not expecting too much from them, but they'll give us lovely foliage. More, and they'll spread as well, which is fantastic. Some blackberries too. Might be the other way around actually. I think these are the raspberries. Yes, and those were blackberries. See? Should have brought my field map. Thank you for joining me on my evening walk around the field. It is cool, it's calm up here, and I hope that you found it interesting. My name's Rebecca from Silver Grey Foliage. We're here in Leeds, West Yorkshire. If you like what you see, please do subscribe to the channel, and we'll always keep you updated with what's going on at the farm. If you like any of the tips and tricks that we share, any of the information, any of the updates, I'd be delighted if you'd buy me a coffee. The link to coffee buying is in the notes below too. Thank you very much.